We begin with the first alert weather day and the latest on Hurricane Erin as it moves up the East Coast. The biggest threat is along the barrier islands of North Carolina's Outer Banks, where evacuations have been ordered. Swimming is prohibited today and tomorrow at all New York City beaches and at beaches on Long Island and along the Jersey Shore. We have team coverage this morning. Christine Sloan is covering preparations from the shore, and Tony Sadiku is tracking the storm's path and impact. Let's turn things over to Tony for the details.
And good afternoon, Cindy. As we know, this storm is not expected to make landfall. All of the impacts we'll see across the tri-state area will be indirect and primarily focused on our coastline. That being said, beaches across our area are closed for a reason, because this will churn up some big-time waves along our shores. Now, as of the latest update, 11 o'clock, the storm is strengthening. 110 miles per hour now. It is close to Cat 3 strength, still holding at Cat 2, but the pressure's lower. And this is interesting, too. It's starting to move more due north at 13. I'll tell you, this is a monster storm. It is over 600 miles from end to end. It will go north, but not forever. Eventually, that same front that's bringing us rain today will guide this safely away as it chooses a path of least resistance, but could still be a big-time hurricane off our shores hundreds of miles away come Friday. Now, our thinking on local impacts hasn't changed. Still concerned about dangerous rip currents, big-time waves, beach erosion, and Cindy, some coastal flooding. There are a slew of coastal alerts I'll explain, and also time out some rain moving into our area later this afternoon when I see you in just a bit.
Tony, thank you. And Hurricane Erin expected to cause rip currents and coastal flooding. Many beaches closed down the Jersey Shore. And that's where we find New Jersey reporter Christine Sloan. And Christine, what does it look like out there right now?
Well, Cindy, there is concern here in Seabright because this community sits in between the ocean and two rivers, and because of that, we could see some flooding come Thursday. That's when conditions are expected to get worse. I'm going to step out for a few seconds here just to let you see what is happening out there. What we've been seeing is the water moving closer to the beach. In fact, these lifeguard stands had to be moved back. Tomorrow, we are expecting between 7 to 8 foot waves here down south, up to 15 feet.
The surf rough forcing red flags to go up along Seabright's beach, where no swimming is allowed. The only people in the water now, lifeguards.
You can come to the beach and hang out on our pavilion deck and whatnot, but you can't go in the water. The water will be closed. That's throughout Monmouth County. Chief
Lifeguard John Forsman says surfers might be allowed in the water depending on their abilities, but the swell will be dangerous come Thursday. He says he's watched the water push onto the sand.
How much have you seen, like, the water sort of move in?
I've seen it change in the past 2 days. Like I was telling you before, as the most I've seen this summer. We had the stands about 15 feet closer just 2 days ago. We had to move them back about 20 feet just because the water line is coming so high.
Resident Chris Kaiser tells me he's not going in the water, and he's grateful walls built after Superstorm Sandy will keep the ocean out of his home.
Prior to Sandy, there were large boulders, if you will, but they weren't cemented together. Post-Sandy, they cemented all the stones and they built this. So there's a really nice barrier between the ocean and our homes.
Now, Kaiser is keeping his fingers crossed that the Bay Area, as the Shrewsbury River doesn't flood his community, basically move its way toward his home, which sits along the ocean. And he and others here are stocking up on food in case they have to just stay indoors for a couple of hours. High tide expected here in this community between 6 and 7:30 tonight. We are live in Seabright, New Jersey. Christine Sloan, CBS News, New York.
Christine, thank you. And out on Long Island, we could already see some signs of erosion. This is video from Lashley Beach in West Hampton along Dune Road. The National Weather Service says widespread beach erosion is likely. Officials close the beach ahead of the storm. And our first alert weather team will be tracking Erin's path as it moves past the East Coast. For the latest updates, be sure to stick with CBS News New York on air and online at cbsnewyork.com.